I was on a business trip at the hotel and hid in the bathroom to take Mike's check-in call. But after just a couple words, I panicked, then frantically hung up the phone. Right after, my black coworker walked in the shower. Not sure if Mike saw that. I immediately had my coworker drive me home. But on the way, Mike kept calling nonstop. Scared of getting caught, I rejected every call. But that decision would haunt me forever. Then we stopped at a gas station. I went into the store to grab coffee to wake up. But when I got to the checkout, there was no clerk anywhere. So I just left cash on the counter. About to leave, I looked up and saw blood all over the shelves. Realizing something was wrong, I rushed toward the exit. But the next second, a bullet hit my shoulder instantly. Before I could even process what happened, another bullet flew past. I quickly ducked behind the shelves, but whoever it was wasn't letting up. Looking through the bullet hole in the glass, I realized there had to be a sniper outside. No time to think, I got out of range fast, yelling for help to my coworker in the car. But he was still thinking about the hotel, completely missing that I was about to die. So I had to take off my jacket and quickly wrap up my arm wound. I wanted to check if the sniper was gone. The second I peeked out, I was targeted. Now I could only reach for the phone on the floor, thinking calling 911 was my only shot. Just when hope was within reach, another bullet came flying. Just when I was losing hope, I noticed the counter radio making noise. That gave me hope again. I used food to distract the shooter and grabbed the radio successfully. But before I could say much, my coworker in the car noticed something was off. He just filled up the tank, but the gauge showed almost empty. He got out to check and found the tank was leaking from the bottom. Pissed off, he headed into the station to find me and get answers. But the second he walked in, the idiot got taken out. Now the radio was my only hope. But when I found out who it was, I completely lost it. The voice on the radio was my husband, Mike. Turns out, he knew about me and my coworker all along. So he planned this whole hit. At this point, I had no choice. Calling the cops was out. Good thing I spotted the light switch. I knew if I killed the lights, Mike couldn't see me. Then I could escape in the dark. But the moment I reached out, Mike fired, almost destroyed my right hand. When I was desperate, I thought of another plan. If I couldn't reach it, I could throw something at the switch. But I missed several times. Getting frustrated, I shoved the shelf and was surprised it could move. I quickly got down, unlocked the wheels, then used it as cover, slowly moving toward the breaker. Mike saw and started shooting like crazy, but couldn't stop me from cutting the power. As the store went pitch black, Mike stopped shooting. That's when I found the clerk under the counter. The body was already stiff, obviously dead for hours. But then I had a terrifying thought.